Couple housekeeping items here. We'll open up Graham Gano's window. So he'll start practicing. We'll see where he's at. We signed Brian Hudson, an offensive lineman, to the practice squad. We released Nick McLeod and replaced his spot with Art Green.
Art Green on the active roster, you think?
Yeah, yep.
Why is somebody trying to, interested in Art Green that elevated him?
No, he's been doing a good job. We're going to give him an opportunity at gunner, some DB stuff, kind of fourth, fifth DB. Done a good job since he's been here, so that's what we did.
I assume Gillen is back if you released Matt?
Yeah, we're going to put him on the practice squad. Sorry, I missed that one. Matt, back on the practice squad. He'll punt today. I'm hopeful for both specialists, but we got to see him out here doing it. They've been working at it. And then in terms of not practicing today, Bryce Ford will not practice. Dexter won't practice. Slayton is still in concussion protocol. Not to where Tracy was last week, so I'd say he's questionable, definitely. GVR, he has got a shoulder. Hey, that's where we're at. Greg Van Roten, sorry. Yep. And that's it.
Plan remains for Slayton to travel with you guys tomorrow?
Not there yet, Jordan. He could possibly not travel. We'll see where he's at.
I'm sorry.
He could possibly not travel. Yeah. That hasn't been decided yet, but if he's not progressing where he needs to progress, there's a chance we could not travel him.
How does it help the team to cut Nick McLeod?
Yeah, I just thought, we thought that bringing Art Green up was a good move for us, and that's what we did.
But he started 5 games, so usually guys who aren't playing are the ones who get cut, not the guys who have started 5 games. So why him at this time? Does that make sense?
Yeah, understand the situation. Got a lot of respect for Nick, but that's a decision that we made, and bring Art up, and he's kind of going to do some of those roles.
It's obviously a financial decision. So what kind of message do you think that sends to the locker room that over $1 million you're going to cut a guy who's a core special teamer, started 5 games, plays inside, plays outside? I'm just curious how you rectify that.
Yeah, I would just say that that's a decision that we made, and Art's going to have an opportunity to do that.
Feel that that's something you have to monitor, like how that's perceived in the locker room? I know maybe that's a decision that's made upstairs, but you are kind of in charge of handling the locker room and how guys.
Yeah, I'd say, look, there's a lot of changes on a weekly basis in the NFL, and I think everybody that's involved in it understands.
Do you bring all the specialists to Europe based on
Yeah, all the practice squad players will go to Europe. Yep.
You signed 3 undrafted offensive linemen in the last week, I think. Some just looking to bring in developmental bodies, or why is that? It's a lot at one time.
Sure. Yeah, I'd say our scouts are continually looking at players, and if we think that there's something to work with, we get them on our practice squad, and that's an important position to develop, particularly younger players. So if they have some qualities that we like, we bring them in and work with them, and hopefully develop them.
Burns, obviously. Ron Burns,
Yes.
obviously.
Sorry.
Carolina game.
Yeah.
How do you think he's played so far this season beyond just the stats?
Yeah, he's been a good addition for us. Good leadership, good player for us. Glad we got him.
I know that your mind is right here on this game, but anything you can tell us about when Joe brought that idea to you, what your reaction was of like, hey, we saw Shane's reaction on Hard Knocks. What was your reaction when Joe said to you, Brian Burns might be available to us?
Yeah, I said great. Yeah, I mean, he's a good football player. He's a difficult guy to block. He's a good pass rusher. And then not knowing the player, calling some guys that have coached him in the past. When we got him, I was excited we got him.
What have you learned about him that you didn't know beforehand? Maybe.
Well, a lot, because I didn't know him, other than he was a good football player. So the person, the type of guy he is, the way he works, his leadership qualities, he's a good pro.
We see him limping out of the locker room almost every game, not my experience, not every guy would put themselves through that level of pain when the season is where the season is. What does that tell you about it?
Well, they're professionals. So he's a professional. Everybody wants a job in the NFL. So I think that the players that at least I've been around for a long time, everybody works as hard as they can work each and every week. They put everything they got into it during the week. He certainly does. I'd say a lot of guys do, and I appreciate his effort and how he is as a player and also how he is as a person.
Dave, you've been pretty, complimentary of DJ along the way. You were supportive of him, and even in difficult times. How have you seen him come back in the last few games since he had that?
I think he's made a lot of good decisions. He's improved certain things that we work on. He's got the right mindset. We've said this since he's pretty consistent. He doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. Does everything he can do every week to try to play as good as he can play the quarterback position for us.
When a season reaches this point, I know you have a half a season left.
Yeah.
And you're not where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I know you probably spent a lot of time leaning on your coaching staff, but also when you look at the locker room, how much do you find yourself leaning on who you would consider the leaders in there to make sure that this team is going in the right direction?
Yeah, I think we got a lot of the right guys that are made of the right DNA, team first players. That again, it's you're not happy about the results, but you control what you can control, which is the upcoming week, and we got a bunch of guys that do that each and every week.
I mean, we've talked about how much you've played rookies.
Yeah.
So, you find out a little bit about them, but this is really the first time they're taking punches like this in a season. So does that put more on veterans, guys who you can go to?
Yeah, I think it's important for veterans to have leadership presence, but I'd say our rookies have a lot of leadership in them too. Again, they're playing a lot of football, they're learning as we go, but they all have the right mindset. And I'm pleased with how they act outside the building, inside the building, the work they put in, and their skill set. I really enjoy working with these young guys. They're made of the right kind of stuff.
This is a little bit off the beaten path, but
It's okay.
when you are in post-game press conferences after losses, obviously everybody's pissed off and frustrated and whatnot. I'm sure every head coach wants to explain exactly why this happened, who screwed this up, all that kind of stuff. What is your philosophy? You never call anybody out, and some coaches do. What's your philosophy on that, and on why not to do that?
Well, look, these guys, everybody, coaches, the players, again, you see, look, we all do this to try to win. We spend a lot of time here. We practice the right way. We work hard. And when you don't get the results, certainly it's frustrating. You do everything you can do to get a win. But ultimately, that's my job. And my job is to support and lead. And again, it should fall. It should fall. I mean, not these guys. They're working their butts off.
Did you draw from anybody, any mentors or whatever? Because there are coaches that will kind of, even if it's in a slippery way, we'll forget another class.
No, I appreciate how these guys work and the commitment they have to one another. And again, the results stink. To be honest with you, but we're doing everything we can do, and that's on me.
What was Couple more.
Sorry?
What was Dexter tonight?
Vet day. Yeah. We've done this the last few weeks with Dex. He's played a lot of snaps for big guys playing at a high level, so we take a little bit off on today.
I know your focus is here. I just wanted to ask about somebody you've coached with in the past, just the idea of Darren Rizzi getting an opportunity down in the world. You spent 1 year with him. Just curious, your relationship. He's a Jersey guy.
Yeah, no. I've known Riz for a long time. Haven't spoke to him. Kind of focused on our stuff, but I've got a lot of respect for Riz, his family, his large family. He's a good man.